just finished our ceremony for the demolition of the Carnival Village. The 13 booths were going to get redone. The Honorable Prime Minister just came and did the first touch for us for the work ahead. We had a great blessing today from rain, but it didn't stop us. And we're proceeding with the construction phase now, renovation and upgrading of the Carnival Village for the people of St. Martin.
When I took over office as Prime Minister, I realized that we as a country were failing. And after 6 months, I understood why we are failing in all dimensions with our country. And I want to share that with you. When I assumed the responsibility to become the leader of this country, I had in my head a few very important things that I think must happen in the 4 years coming, and I dare to expose them to you. So I will be accountable, and probably on one or two I will fail. But from now on, no guts, no glory. We will never get there. One of them is, for example, our Carnival Village, as we call it in our community. But we had more. We started as being the victim of Hurricane Irma. This is an example of a victim of Hurricane Irma that has not been taken care of since Hurricane Irma. Another one I had was the airport. You see, we have struggled 7 years to get that airport going. Another one was that I was walking in a building called the hospital, seeing that for years nothing was going on with the construction of the hospital that I so dreamed of to have for the people of my country. The one bothering me now is, of course, GEBE, in which everything imploded in my face while I just took office for Country St. Martin. And I have a big one coming, and that is our dilapidated infrastructure road network for Country St. Martin. How I experience my time that I have been in office is that I have every day the feeling that I'm trying to shine a block of diamond every day, but the next day I come to office, I realize that it's not shining enough the way I left it the day before. And what our problem is in our country is that we shine on the day that we are busy with that project. And once we turn our back to it, we never more going to think if it's still shining as it has to be. And I think that is one of the lacking insufficiency of our style of living in St. Martin, that we start with something great and then all of a sudden it becomes like normal and we start neglecting it. And what we do in this country is always use, overabuse, and drop. And I'm standing here today saying this because I hope after this investment, that is a relatively big investment for Country St. Martin, that we can look back and say we didn't only reconstruct it, but we took good care of it too. But these are nice sentences, and the formula, I think, I thought very long about it. How, once we polish a diamond, how can we leave it shine every day? We cannot shine it, expose it to the weather conditions, and think that tomorrow it will be in the same condition that we left it yesterday. So what we as a community has to do is start talking in the term of me, my, and I for things that we think are for you and for them. This Carnival Village is my Carnival Village. Cleaning St. Martin is my island. Taking care of maintenance of buildings in St. Martin is for my perception of how my island should look. And that is the way we have to transform our mindset from theirs to ours. And I'm asking you all here today, and I'm being misunderstood in government, Yesterday, they even called me Fidel Castro because I often say, my government building, my government, my roads, my carnival village. And as long you walk with that pride, you're going to see things that you would not like to see, but you're going to work on them to make that for tomorrow you will not see them anymore. So, what we have to do, we have to commit, not like be proud to be a St. Martiner as such, but assume your responsibility as a citizen of this country also to make sure that you are accountable for the shining of your island. So we have to change the mindset of it's theirs, it's the carnival village, it's the roads, it's government, to transform it into a we concept, our concept. From me, it's mine. And don't interpret it as being egocentric, interpret it as a tool to actually stimulate the growth of love for your country. And if you are living in a beautiful living room and I'm sharing that living room with you and it's beautiful too, I think both of us are going to enjoy that living room even more. I want to thank all stakeholders that are here today. I'm very proactive. Sometimes they get very tired of me in that government building with decision making. But I think that's the only way, again, to shake up everybody, wake up everybody, say, guys, we're losing time. The world is passing next to us, and we are gifted, we are blessed to have a St. Martin, and we are taking it for granted. And I think it's time now to realize that we have to give St. Martin the right that it deserves by assuming our responsibility as a citizen of this country. I want to once more thank all stakeholders that actually contributed their part for us to have this great moment today. And of course, the weight is just like the progress of St. Martin is on my shoulders, limitless. The big weight now is on your shoulders. As of now, till April, you will feel how a prime minister feels every day. So I assume and I hope and I'm convinced that you're going to do, of course, what you have to do to make it happen. And we are going to continuously also thinking next, fixing the structure, realizing that it has a function, it has a purpose, and the idea is that it has to be the heartbeat of our heritage and our culture and the way we as a people live with each other as St. Martin. And that mindset also we're going to work on together to give this complex more just the idea that there are some line up booths next to each other. It has to become a multifunctional building that is going to serve the people. That at certain moment you will think at home, what should we do today, Sunday? Shouldn't we go with the family and enjoy what is ours? Leave the children, run around, have something to eat, organize some activities, and make it happen to include everybody. The only way to be successful in a country is if you can give every citizen the feeling of being co-owner of whatever he or she uses. Carnival Village, you have to become, as a citizen, co-owner of it. Airport is finished. I pressed them. I told them I give you till November to open this airport. Otherwise, I'm going to fire you all. They did it. But now they feel that they are co-owners. I'm proud to go pick up visitors. The first question I'm asking, what's your impression about my airport? Why? Because I'm very proud to be a citizen of this country. And the same I want for the Carnival Village. I want people to come and enjoy it on Sunday and think, hey guys, it was a nice day. What was your impression about this Carnival Village? I discussed it also with the SOG, Stichting Overheidsgebouwen. I told them it's not only about making the wall straight and the roof waterproof. We're going to do landscaping too. We're going to make it a more a inclusive complex that is going to serve everybody in this country. Once more, each of you being stakeholder and actually all citizens of St. Martin, but especially the big stakeholders now to make it happen. Thank you once more, and we are looking forward to a great progress for Country St. Martin.
SXV, your social and health insurance is SXV, your social and health insurances.
Are you SZV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SZV is cardless. Request your My SZV account today and enter the virtual office of SZV. Go to szv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah, your social and health insurances.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to keep in mind to help keep you and your family safe. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th, with the peak occurring between mid-August and late October. This hurricane season, be sure to put together a go bag. A disaster supply kit including a flashlight, batteries, cash, first aid and supplies, medications, and copies of your critical information if you need to evacuate. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
We are seeing continued progress in our growth with, for example, now our official reopening of the Princess Juliana International Airport as an important lifeline for our people and our economy. Our government was determined to see this reopening in the end of November, and we have accomplished together with management, contractors, all stakeholders involved to officially get this airport going, what I think should be a great compliment for this community. The destruction caused by Hurricane Irma extended beyond our airport to other critical infrastructure, like, for example, our schools, our library, our national library, and our sport facilities. As we continue to rebuild and recover in the first half of 2025, we will see the start of the reconstruction of a few schools still. We are going to tackle the Sister Marie-Laurent School. We are going to work on Charles Leopold Bell School. And of course, we have to rebuild a national library for this nation. You cannot call yourself a country without having a national library in it. Be aware that 19 schools have already been repaired and handed over in 2024. I think that is a great achievement. This is critical infrastructure for the education and well-being of our children. However, attention must and will be given to ensuring that the education provided in our schools is tailored to meeting the necessities of the labor market of this country. And I said it last time, and I will repeat it. We are bringing the kids every day to school, and we are doing this for years already. And if tomorrow I need a nurse or a teacher, I still have to import this teacher of nurse. That means that I'm doing something wrong with the national education of my country. Also, in 2025, functional repairs will be completed for 13 sport facilities throughout our island, as well as 12 gyms around St. Martin. Another one that we work hard on too is our Joyceline Arndell Festival Village. I think another invaluable part of our St. Martin community, and culture identity. It has taken too long to see the needed repairs and improvement to our festival village that take place, and it is with pride that I can say that in September of this year, the contract for the renovation of this festival center has been signed. It is something that is going to start this year still for us to finalize it at least at the end of 2025. The work continues as we have also seen acceleration of construction of my baby, the St. Martin Medical Center, an indispensable part of the healthcare institution of our country. We are also making progress in producing a much needed new mental health care facility as we work towards a comprehensive mental health care system in St. Martin. We are already so far that we have reserved approximately 12 million US dollars to realize this dream. We also initiated the construction of the marketplace in Phillipsburg that will bolster our tourism sector. Our Minister of TIAT, Mrs. Grisha Heiliger-Martin, is very focused on realizing this project. In our justice sector, work is also being done with the signing of an agreement for the second phase of the construction of our new prison. The intention is to finalize the construction of this prison in this governing period. This project focuses on the construction of a facility that will not only meet the highest standards in construction and human treatment, but also where those who are carrying out a sentence can make meaningful strides toward rehabilitation and reintegration in our community. Another institution that has had the constant attention of the Council of Ministers is, of course, our crying utility company, NVGB. As we all know, a crisis that had been building for years finally reached in May to a breaking point, resulting in unreliable energy production and increasing load shedding. Mitigating this crisis called for decisive and swift action that has allowed for a significant decrease in load shedding that we have been experiencing. As government, we took the decision immediately to lease 10 megawatt generators for the country. We are now installing 21 megawatt containerized generators to make sure that we get a little more capacity on our grid. And finally, we are now in the end phase of trying to establish a loan with BZK of the Netherlands to get 72 million Antillian guilders, being $40 million, to invest in the purchase of 3 huge generators, each of 9 megawatt, for the people of St. Martin. As a government also, we're starting investigating how we're going to mitigate the so discussed fuel clause. As you know, this fuel clause is being built up by actually 5 to 6 stakeholders. Those that contribute to this fuel clause are, for example, the 7 seas that produces and delivers water. It has to do with the harbor. It has to do with Sol. It has to do with the tax department. It has to do with the GB. And it has to do with government. So our government decided to involve a third party to see how we can negotiate with all stakeholders that has a contribution in this fuel clause for us to see how we can mitigate this fuel clause to give the people of St. Martin some relief. Also, we worked through this energy crisis. It was imperative that we meet the goal of the stabilization of
St. Martin energy supply while working parallel to see how we're going to give the future renewable green energy for St. Martin a form. That's a big challenge because we have a backlog in our capacity already, and the past can difficult be replaced by future vision. You have to bring back the stability first to get where we have to be now for us further to invest with future alternative green energy for country St. Martin. It is further not only important to rebuild or to build better, but we have to build stronger too. And for that, I think that we have to give the people of St. Martin the opportunity to invest. And I said it last time, and I'm going to repeat it. We have to work on the establishment of a development bank for country St. Martin. People must be able to get a loan, a mortgage, to purchase a house at a low interest rate for them to ever be in a position to be owner of a house. That can only happen with a very low interest rate, and I do believe that a national development bank is one way to achieve this. Another one that worries me is the poverty of this country. The poverty level of country St. Martin is, believe me, a great concern. I had recently students from group 5. We used to call that in the past derde klas. They came to visit the government building and they wanted to see the office of the Prime Minister. So when they were in my office, I appointed one of them as a Prime Minister and went and sit on my chair. And I told the rest of the students, and you are now the citizen of St. Martin, demanding what you think your Prime Minister should do for you. To my big surprise, the kids said, "Can you arrange food for us? Can you arrange a house for me? And I would like to see nice people around me." If you realize what this child is telling you, it is a reflection of what is going on as a reality in our community. I think this visit was again for me a confirmation of what is going on in our community.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurances.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurances.
A business operator is offering his skills to train unattached and unemployed youth. The cabinet maker says he is willing to work with young men, but notes the interest in the craft is almost non-existent. But the Heart NSTA Trust says there is a way to forge a partnership. Giovanni Dennis reports.
After 44 years doing cabinet making and joinery, there isn't much Millard Nev Johnson cannot make with a piece of wood.
I make tables, chair, and I make bed. I make, I make settees, as I tell you. I do upholstering, and I do for the kitchen just the same way. I do all things that you think of. You notice the two different colors? The front here are the blue and the yellow.
It's earned him a living, but he doesn't just do it for the money.
You love it?
Very much.
Why? What about it do you love? Like, what's your favorite thing about it?
You know, when you create something from the mind. You know, sometimes I come inside the shop here, and I always tell others, I don't believe it's me alone working. I believe God work with me. Because at the time, I come in the shop here, and I'm just pick up the tool and I started to work, and ideas just come in.
This kitchen drawer is among his latest undertaking, along with these doors. He's made hundreds of furniture. He used to teach young men in the past, but interest in cabinet making nowadays has dwindled.
It's almost a nil, Honestly, I train a few, but pertaining to the amount of graduates, it's almost like a nil.
In the 80s and the 90s, he says, parents used to send young men to learn a trade when they did not have CXC subjects. But no.
The parents sometimes have to push it, because sometimes I really think the children them would be interested. But then therefore, parents have to also push. And
you don't think a lot of that is happening now?
I don't think so. I don't really think so.
So you don't want to take on a few young men to teach them the trade as well?
I would like that because when I was putting up this building, I was planning to try Hart, see if they are even the school.
So we reached out to Hart for him. Cabinet making and joinery is still offered by the Hart NSTA Trust, and the trust is in fact looking for people like Mr. Johnson. Dr. Tanisha Ingleton is managing director.
So how can we support Nev at this point in time in his career? We can do three things. We can enroll Nev in our prior learning assessment and recognition program. And what this does is that we go to Nev, we assess where he's at, we look at what he's doing, we match it against the standards and the competencies that we have here at the Hart NSTA Trust, and where the gaps are, we will enroll him and close those gaps.
There's another way people like Mr. Johnson can partner with Hart.
An individual like Nev would be an asset to the trust in that we could enroll Nev on our instructor corps. But in order for us to do that, we'll take him through our Teach for Hart program.
The Teach for Hart program takes 12 to 15 months. Dr. Ingleton says cabinet makers and other experts in carpentry and construction can benefit from being upskilled at Hart. Mr. Johnson can simply visit the Hart office in Mapen, Clarendon. She concedes interest in cabinet making as traditionally practiced is declining, but notes there's huge potential with the current construction boom.
If we look at the number of commercial complexes being built as well, we are seeing the need for furniture and cabinet making. This is a ready field for our young people. We don't want to have to be importing those from different countries.
But what, if anything, is Hart doing to promote itself to unemployed and unskilled people? More in part 2. Giovanni Dennis, TVJ News.